Hello everybody, how you doing? It's wee Paddy here and coming at you with another video, and it's a Benchmade video. And it's a Benchmade clone video, as you'll have seen in the title. Excuse me. And the reason this is different than what I normally do when I do a clone. I'm usually doing it because my subscribers, look, I know an awful lot of people don't like clones and don't think they should have any airtime, and they don't think, well, I'm not like that. I started as a very budget channel, and a lot of the times I bought clones because I wanted to see if it was something that I would like as a knife. And if it was, I went on and bought it. I can honestly say that all the clones that I bought, nearly all of them, I have gone on to buy the real things. So I'm maybe a wee bit different than most. But I have an awful lot of my subscribers who are on budgets because they've been with me from the beginning. You know, it's the same crowd. And so I still do knife reviews for them of clones so that they can see what they're like. And I'll do a bit of use on them, and they usually trust what I'm saying. So I'm not going to make any apologies for them or me for doing that. But this one is different. This is probably the best clone I have seen. In fact, it's so scarily good that I believe unscrupulous people out there would have no problem passing this off as the real thing. No problem at all. Now that's scary because although myself and my friends in my little community I don't believe would do that, I know there is people out there. So I think being forewarned or forearmed, I should say, is better than just sticking your head in the sand and saying, no, I'm not going to look at clones. So I just decided I'm going to do this clone video. I was getting back into live videos, and I done one last night, and I was showing it, and I thought, you know, I really have to do the video on this Benchmade clone. It's the bugout clone. And here it is, and I have the bugout in one of these boxes, and one of these boxes is a clone. Now, they both look very, very similar, if I just show them to you. And to be honest with you, when I'm looking at them up here, that I can see a couple of little differences. The colour of the box, this one's a bit shinier. This one's a very rich, deep colour. You can see that they've got the same markings, a little bit different on each box. And you can see that, but they're both done very, very clearly. They're both done, they're both excellent, they're both excellent boxes. There's no shortcut on the quality of the boxes, just the print is a little bit different. But what I'm saying to you is, if you've never had a Benchmade knife, you couldn't tell me the difference in that there box. You just, to me, you can't. I have a Benchmade knife, and when I put these two together, I struggled when I took my eyes off. I had to find out which was the right box, because as far as the box and packaging goes, really there's only one telltale difference. And I'll show you that in a minute, because it's on the inside, it's not on the outside. So you could quite happily buy this and not know. It's just immaculate. That is in itself scary. Now, for the rest of this show, this is the clone and this is the real one. Now, I don't know whether many of you had guessed that, because I actually think the colour, the deep colour, I thought this was better looking than the real one. Although this is a bit shinier, I thought the print and everything on this, if you look at it, the print on the clone is actually more clear. It would make me think this was the original, but it's not. So maybe maybe this is just me being over dramatic, but I don't think so. It's just, these are, I mean, this is a hell of an option for somebody who's got unscrupulous ways to make money, I think. And I just want people to be aware of it, and maybe you too can let your your audience know that the Chinese are really up on the quality of their clones. This is not the first one. I had a proper, now it was nowhere near as good as this, but it was good. I've also got another one. It's the, look at this beauty here. This is the large Griptilian in what they're saying is carbon micarta. But let me tell you, it's a pretty good replica. It's not bad. It's not as smooth, but it might wear in. But anyway, I've just gone off again. Right. So let's take the lid off the boxes. There we go. Again, this is the clone, this is the real one. And I'm not trying to trick you. So the difference you'll see straight away is the clone. Now, it comes with all the exact same paperwork that looks the same. It has the little access lock. It actually came, there's the little silk pouch, which is really well done. It's not a cheap version. It's really well done. Looks exactly the same. This is the clone. Look at the colour. Normally clones, their colour is weak. This is perfectly good. Even the thumb stud's perfectly good. The back spacers are good. Normally they're different colours. They're dark. This is not. The pocket clip looks exactly like the small Benchmade pocket clip. Sounds like a bug out. Closes like a bug out. Now, it's like a new bug out. It's always a little bit, the new bug out's always a little bit stiff for a new Benchmade. But this, by all means, is a excellent copy. Now, so there we go. It's got, the screws are all the same in the right places. It's just an immaculate looking knife. And I hear you ask, does it cut? Now, I've been cutting with this and I haven't resharpened it or stropped it or done anything. This is telephone paper, straight out of the box. Oh, doing it under a camera is not the best, but it's absolutely fine out of the box. I don't believe it is an absolute rubbish steel. I believe it's an actual steel. Okay, you can see where I've been cutting it. I've been doing it on boxes and all sorts, and it's still sharp. It's still cutting telephone paper. There's that muck off the blade. So let's have a look at the blade. Look at the butterfly. Looks really good. There's nothing wrong with it. The S30. Again, look at the close-up you're getting of this. This is high quality. Now, let me just show you the squeezing of it. Yes, it does squeeze. And I'm going to show you my original one. And I'll put hopefully the same price. I think this actually squeezes together a bit more than the original. But so you can see in the box here, this one has, if you look at it, this one has the sides come right up on this, on the real one. They don't in this one, it's just a bit of foam on the bottom of it. That is the only giveaway that I can honestly say that I could have picked out between the two knives. They both look the same colour, they both look everything. Here's my real one. And again, I'll bring it up and I'll let you have a look through it. It looks exactly the same. It's the pocket clip, everything, coloured back spacers. Now here's the squeeze in this. Yes, you have to squeeze that a bit harder to get it to move in. Let me just open this up and do it. And I'm using a wee bit more force, but look, very, very little difference. I'm going to be honest. So I'm going to bring them up together. And this is where I have to be careful. Look how well that colour is compared to the real. From there where you're standing, I don't believe anybody could tell you the difference. I mean, mine's got a bit of use on it. I mean, I've had this quite a long time now. I've had it, well, over a year now. So, I mean, yes, there's going to be a bit of wear on the thing. But look at the colour, how vibrant that is. You tell me if you could pick that out in a crowd. Because, I mean, I can't. I have them in front of me, and I can't pick these two out. The pocket clip's probably not as good, but could I tell you if I'd never seen one? No. Look at the thumb studs. There is not that much difference between them two thumb studs. I just think this is an amazing copy of the real thing. Now, this one's, I've had this over a year, so it's completely wore in. In fact, it's had new springs and everything on this one. This is a well-used knife. But how that is seriously good copy. And now, here's the really scary bit about this. if I was to take that away and change them about to my hands and bring them back to you again, which one's which? Do you know what I mean? You just, unless you start to look closely at what the differences were. Now, I'm not even going to do sizes and measurements because they are exactly the same. Usually clones are heavier or they're whatever. They're exactly the same. In fact, this clone, is that the clone? This clone is a couple of grams lighter than the real thing. You know, so I had got this because I'm going to sell this because I've stopped using as much. I have so many other knives and I need to free up some money for the channel. So I'm selling off some knives. I'm moving some on. So it's like the Griptilian. I'm just getting a couple of ones that I will use to show a size comparisons as you do on the channel. So that's what I was going to use this for. I was going to sell this. But when I got it, I thought, oh my goodness me, how much they've improved from the old days when it was Ganzos were the things you were worrying about. Again, oh, excuse me. I put that up in front of you, and that is so difficult to tell the difference. I mean, even the butterflies are near enough in exactly the same place. And I don't know if anybody's just about, or anybody's been around a while, could get fooled very simply by somebody putting pictures up of this for sale. So what I'm saying to you is, if you're in the position that you want to buy a bug out, I would buy it from a reputable dealer because there is unscrupulous people out there. There's no doubt about it. If you want to buy that and have it as part of your own wee home collection, that's absolutely fine. That doesn't bother me in the slightest. Because if that's what you want, you're not going to be buying something like this anyway, because this is about 140 quid. This is £15. £15. So that's $20, roughly. $20 for that knife. 140. So this is not like my other clone videos where I'm showing them how good a knife. This knife is amazing, to be honest with you. It is totally amazing for what you're getting. It's not going to be S30V. It's going to be maybe CR13 if you're very lucky. But it's going to be a steel that's cutting. I mean, you don't cut paper like that. You know, telephone paper like that with a blade that has been used. I mean, I've been cutting with this now for a few days. You just don't cut telephone paper like that with an absolutely crap steel. It just doesn't do it. Well, I've never seen it. That has been going for a couple of days now, not sharpened or stropped. And look at the grinds and everything on it. I mean, just look at that. I mean, there's absolutely nothing wrong with them grinds. They're absolutely spot on. I would quite happily accept this if it came to my door. And I would accept it as a bug out. Because when I put it on and weigh it, it's exactly the same weight. The axis locks seem to be exactly the same. Anyway, I'm probably flogging a dead horse, but I just wanted you to see that, and maybe if your own channel, let people know to beware. I'm not stopping people buying this because there's always going to be clones out there. That's up to everybody's own entitlement, what they want to buy and what they can afford to buy. I can't tell anybody that. I know I bought it because I was just going to have it as a channel show and I was going to sell this one on. I'm still selling this one on, but this will now be the channel one. And I am so grateful that it's such a good looking one that it just looks exactly like the bug out. So I can show this, and the weight is exactly, well, again, I told you it's a couple of grams lighter. So that's how scary they're getting. So please just be so careful. I would use a brick and mortar store, or make sure you're buying from a very good friend, because this could fool most people. The packaging is great. I mean, if you didn't know it was a high-sided pouch, would you have picked it out? Because even the foam they're using in the bottom of this, if you can see, is the same sort of foam. They just forgot this high-sided bit. This, the original one is a darker grey. Oh God, it's not. As soon as I move it in the light, it's not. It's just too hard to tell them apart. Too hard. So I think it's worth letting it be out there, letting you tell your own subscribers that just be careful. Bugout especially, this is the best I've ever seen in the time I've been around. I'm gone. I've had enough I'll waffle. It's just a wee quick, just let you know what I think. And there we go. There is 2 boxes. And although they're not exactly the same, but I'll tell you, that would fool me. My people have said I'm easily fooled. All right, take care, folks. I'm away for a wee cup of tea. Bye now.